You've reached call in Mockery.
Daylight come and me one go home. We zoom in on the famous White House. That me sep that me sep that. And then a famous stupid idiot. A familiar famous face says, when I was a little girl, a trickster demon tried to spook me and marry me. That me said that. And we go, can it be? And then the daughter goes, Beetlejuice. And she goes, don't. She goes, Beetlejuice. And she goes, don't. And the daughter says, Beetlejuice. And then, who to our wondering eyes should appear but a little bit larger Beetlejuice man. And he says, the juice is loose. Oh, did you miss me? Then he kind of drops the voice for a second. I saw a longer preview of it when I went to the movies this weekend.
Oh, Mr. Movie.
But this isn't about that, right?
No.
This is our show. And by the way, this show should be brought to you by the letters W, T, and F, because we are just so crazy this week, right?
Yep.
This is Colin Mockery. You call us. We, in turn, mock you. 319 HADWIP1. That's Had Whip 1. Or if you're a fellow Olafer like we are, Gad Whip 1.
Or if you're like our patriotic caller from a few weeks ago, 319 ISIS 1. ISIS 1.
Yeah.
And this caller did pull me aside. He found me out at the grocery store. He said, he pulled me aside and he said, it's Z. You guys didn't get it right.
So he had a celebrity sighting, which was you. So he had to call into the show to talk about us, runs into you at the store, and what he has for you is a correction.
Yes. He said, you guys were saying Y, but obviously it was a Z. ISIS 1.
Oh. What were we saying?
We couldn't figure it out. We knew we knew what he was.
So he was saying ISIS 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So, and I said, well, we asked you to call back in.
Yeah.
And he said, I was going to, but then I thought it would be weird. I said, no, it's weird that you're doing this right now.
Yeah. Do that on the show and then it's content.
Yeah.
That's what the world doesn't understand is anything that you think is weird to do. It's like, oh, wouldn't it be awkward if we went to Adventureland together? Like we don't need to go do that. We're adults now.
Yeah.
We go but you kind of want to. So what you do is we go, well, it could be content.
Yeah, we could film it.
And then it's automatically good and it's actually kind of funny and cool and ironic that we're at Adventureland on the giant pirate boat together saying, like, we're trying to be like, we did Black Sails. So it's like a day in the life. We go dressed as pirates to Adventureland. People think we're crazy, kooky.
Yeah.
That's just, anything can be content. That's, if there's anything we teach you on this show on the last episode of Colin Mockery today, it's that anything can be content.
Can be content.
Even if you yourself can't be content.
Don't say that.
By the way, I'd be content if I wasn't as parched as I am right now.
I know. I wish I had something to drink.
Well, what do we have to drink down here in the lair of the guy that says putting lotion is on the skin? If you're watching the video, you get that and you're cracking your ass up right now. Yee. Well, we don't have it in the shot today, but it is right off to the corner just because we had to change a few things around for these, what we call our little basement shows, right?
Yeah.
The basement sessions. We have our Liquid Death cooler off to the side. They sent us a couple new flavors, and it's a scorcher out this week. It's been sweltering, so we were worried, is the Liquid Death going to show up warm? Is it going to be, are the cans going to be, they're going to have bulgogi or whatever? What happens when a can gets dented or too hot? You can get that bulgogi It's basically like a bacteria where it's like, don't eat the dented can of beans. You will probably get bulgogi.
Yeah.
So, but of course,
Hey,
why?
just real quick, in Big Daddy,
Mhm.
when he's teaching the kid that you can get dented cans cheaper,
Right.
so that he throws them on the floor,
Mhm.
and then the kid is doing it, and then Judd Apatow's wife comes in,
Mhm.
and she's like, "What is he doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, I told him economics or whatever." And then the little kid is scratching his arm.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Oh, he has a rash." And the kid's like, "I have eczema eggs." Eczema eggs.
Yeah.
Why does he say that?
I think there might be a deleted scene somewhere earlier
You think?
where the kid has eczema and he's like, what's eczema? And he's like, it's eggs. There's something
Yeah.
but
Kid says,
they're like, we can't cut around him itching here.
"Eczema eggs."
Or that's just one of the Sweet Life kids really not getting his
Yeah.
line correct. And they just thought it was so.
I mean, it is funny. And for a while as a kid, I was like, so eczema is like probably like bugs that lay eggs and it makes you itch or something. Eczema eggs. So that's interesting. And then he says, "Don't tell him what to do. Let him scratch it. If it itches, you scratch it." And she says, "Well, no, it's bad for you." And then he learns to become a dad. It's actually quite sweet.
Yeah. This is the week 2 of us talking about Big Daddy, the Adam Sandler film.
Shabada-hee-hoo, shabada-hoo.
Did you watch the Spaceman movie yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Need to.
Gotta get on
Really
that.
do need to.
Gotta get on that.
Anyway, you were saying
Well, I
you
just
don't
want
want bulgogi.
No, but what I was saying was I shouldn't have doubted Liquid Death because they always come through clutch for us,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
They sent us some new flavors, some summer flavors, they said.
I mean, here's the thing. They were shipping ice cubes, big blocks of ice from the Arctic
Yeah.
in sawdust back in the 1700s, 1800s.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have refrigerators. So they would send it down to the rich people in the South on just a horse and carriage.
Well,
Full of sawdust.
Yeah.
And it would keep it in ice block. And you're like, well, then we can ship our Liquid Death cold and keep it cold, dang it.
the biggest problem with that, though, because there was still room for error, was that Larry, Moe, and Curly might drop the ice block at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, and slide
And
down
it will slide back down
Yeah.
and lands back into the car.
Mhm.
And so there's just this time, because like the ice is melting. So that's part of the comedic tension.
Mhm.
Or bad. It wasn't it wasn't funny.
No.
That the guys delivering your ice, Larry, Moe, and Curly, might be dropping the ice or they drop it on someone's foot.
Yeah.
It's melting. It's getting smaller and smaller by the time they put it in your fridge. This big. Of course, your meat cannot stay frozen with a tiny ice cube. So
No.
what happens? You get bulgogi.
Yeah.
So we've got new flavors of the big. They've switched completely over to the big cans of Liquid Death. We're so excited to have them on the show.
Yeah. And I really wanted the flavor that Joey grabbed, but he grabbed it first.
Yeah.
so-
Well, we can swap then.
No. It's fine. It's
Well, who
just
knows? Maybe this
interesting.
is one I've already had before.
Well, that's why I wanted it. But
I just put them on the table.
I've already had this flavor. You've already had that flavor, but here we are. So I don't know. I guess I'll just have the same flavor I always have. Oh, wait. No, this one's new. Actually, this one.
Well, now I feel bad because I guess not bad, but I feel like you have a new one and I have the same flavor as always. Wait a minute. Sorry, the can is the different shade. It's a little darker down here.
Yeah.
But I can see now clearly now. That I do have a new flavor.
I can see now clearly now that I have a different flavor. What's yours?
This is going to be a good one. It's summer. I've got a brand new one here and it's a pun. Convicted melon. Let me try this.
Yeah,
I've got that good LD crack.
I've had that one. This actually worked out because I've never had this flavor. This one's called Unparleavable.
Ooh, I've had that one. You're in for a treat. Yeah, I've had it on the show before.
That is tasty. I'm glad you got to try Convicted Melon on the show for the first time. One that I've had on the show before. And this is, one you've had. So
that's really good stuff.
I like it. I did want to say, because Convicted Melon it's watermelon season. Watermelon is one of those fruits that I love. Do you like watermelon?
I just had some not that long ago.
Yeah.
I cannot tell a lie. I know usually that's about talking about the fruit that is the cherry, but I also can't tell a lie about a watermelon tree.
Yeah. I had one too, the first of the season for me.
Wow.
I cracked her open. By God, juicy bright red. And it's just so when it's good, it's so good. But then sometimes you crack one open and it's not as good, and it's the most disappointing thing you could possibly.
Because it's got essence of, it's like the LaCroix, like if we were just to be drinking a seltzer or something, which we don't do anymore because we've switched completely to liquid death.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a watermelon LaCroix. Yeah. Right?
Where you're like, it's kind of.
I'm getting the hint. It's also not as it's a little hard.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's all close to the rind, which is, my favorite Chris Pratt film, Close to the Rind.
Okay. Yeah. And it's just, it sucks when it's that, but it's also, you can't tell until, like, you pick it based on the creamy belly.
Right. You slap it.
You slap it, and if there's a nice big creamy belly, like this one right here.
Yeah, we're putting an arrow on that on the cover photo. Okay, now it's coming over here.
Oh, no.
This watermelon.
But what do you think? And I was talking about this to someone recently.
Go off, King.
If you're having an artificial fruit flavor, this person said, we were talking about watermelon. Yes, it's a great fruit, one of the best. But if you're having an artificial fruit flavor, you want to go for a citrus typically. Is what this person said. And I said, I can kind of see that because I think it is, of all the fruit flavors, the artificials, the citrus is the most accurate.
Yeah. If you're talking like an orange, and I feel like even if it's the cheapest candy or something, if you get the orange, it's got like orange essence, whereas everything else is fake. Yeah. They're like, we can squeeze, I don't know why, but they're like, we can get the lemon juice in there. We can get the lime juice in there. It's the closest taste in, which I said god awful, but seltzers. Yeah. It's the one where you go, there could be some lemon in here or whatever. Yeah. The candy. But I don't know, because what you kind of want sometimes is like, I know this isn't what watermelon tastes. I don't know why they call this watermelon. But I'm having a Jolly Rancher. Yeah, I'm not trying to be on a diet right now.
I'm trying to have a log of sugar stuck to my back teeth for an hour. I'm having a Jolly Rancher. I'm not having a piece of fruit.
I'm having banana runts.
And I'm doing it out of a 25-cent machine at the mall, and then you turn the knob and it comes out in your hand and you say, no one's changed this since 1998.
And you go for there's the runs, and then there's one next to it's all nanners. So you're like, and they spill out and they go all over the floor, and then some lady slips on one and you're like, oh my God, that is so good. But then the ones that are left,
I like runs. And
here's an interesting fact for everyone out there. This isn't a joke, and I know because we are just naturally funny, but banana runs are based on what bananas used to taste like.
This is one of those things people say.
Because it's true. Bananas used to taste different. We're going to be out of banana someday. That's like redheads.
And left-handeds.
It's like,
it's like redheads and left-handers.
Bananas are like left-handers and redheads.
We're gonna be out of them someday.
You might be a redneck.
But why are we gonna be out of bananas? What do you mean?
Because they're all genetically modified. It's kind of like watermelons that are seedless, which is also a lie.
But
when I get a seedless watermelon, you know what's in there? Seeds.
yeah, but the white ones that you can eat.
But I got a half. I just got a quarter watermelon the other day. Just the quarter of a tube, right?
What a waste.
And it was a waste because it was one of the best watermelons I've ever eaten. So I was like, I should have gotten more. But there was one regular seed in there. So I said, so what happened?
Well, I feel like they only make seedless watermelons now.
And how?
Yeah.
If you're only making seedless watermelon. This is something.
Seedless watermelons. And how?
I bet Bill Maher could go off on this for hours. By the way, did you see...
By the way, I did see Jiminy Glick interview Bill Maher.
Finally, he laughed. No, he had the little...
It's like when Garbo laughed for the first time in that movie. And that was... No one knows what the movie is. But the poster just said Garbo laughs. and that's how Bill Maher's interview with Jiminy Glick.
Oh, my God.
Maher laughs.
But... he had Mr. Impersonator back on for a little video.
What?
Did you see that?
No.
He had him on to promote his book, and he goes, I know Bill hates me doing his voice. And Bill's like, that's not me. And he's like, you really think that sounds like me? He's like, Bill, everyone does. He's like, okay. He's like, I honestly don't think so. Like, he's kind of in on it now, but he was the whole time he was like,
he can't actually be.
Yeah, and he's like, so you really... that's not me though, because I think enough people were like, Bill, you're being a little nasty to the tall young man.
Yeah.
So he had him back on. So they are
good.
It's the beef has been squashed.
Thank God.
Yeah, straight out of real time. We can get our straight out of real time shirts back on.
Yeah, that's good.
Since the beef has been squashed between these two mega stars of comedy.
And if you're wondering what we're talking about, that may have been an exclusive video that was only on our Facebook page.
Right. I think they're still stuck on you saying Jiminy Glick. I don't know if that's the biggest reference anymore. And if that didn't keep them, I think Garbo laughs might have been some WD-40 on the show. And they just slipped right out of here.
Someone out there, there's at least one person who's along for this ride, and they're laughing at every single thing.
Or
much like Garbo.
Pull your the CTA train that you're driving over. Get your phone out, check it. Just Google Garbo laughs.
Google Garbo laughs, and you'll probably find that I think I may have gotten it wrong.
Yeah, I can't wait to look it up later. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So,
speaking of getting things wrong,
sure.
May I have this story about a little incident I had at the drive-thru.
Oh, okay.
Of a fast food joint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think I told this story on here before.
We'll find out.
But you say I haven't. I don't listen to the show. Maybe it's not even worth me telling because I think I might have already told it.
Tell it, and we'll find out.
Stop me. This is a true stop me if you've heard this one before, because it might have been the same thing.
Okay.
I go to Culver's. I pull up to the window. As I pull up to the window, the guy in front of me is just pulling away. He has placed his order. He is ready to go to the window. Good for him. He's completed step one. I pull up and I wait about, I'm going to say 10 seconds. Nothing out of the ordinary. And the guy says, sorry about that. Wait, could I get a name for that order? And so I'm thinking, I go, well, they've never asked for my name at a Culver's before. They give me a number. But the way he said it was, can I get a name for that order? Like, that I've already placed. And so I said, and this is, just keep this in mind the whole time, that it's one of the drive-through situations where for some reason I'm getting my own voice delayed back at me. Mm-hmm. And it's like that game you can play with the headphones and the microphone.
Yeah.
So you're trying to talk, but you're hearing yourself delayed. Mm-hmm. So I probably sound crazy to him because I can't form sentences. Uh-huh. because it's all echoing back at me very loud. But I said, I just pulled up I just got up here, so I haven't placed an order yet. And he goes, oh, so this is going to be 2 separate orders? And I wasn't, I got even more confused. So I was like, no, I don't even have one order. I just got up to and I couldn't think of the word intercom. So I go, I just pulled up to the window here. And he goes, oh, okay. You were just at the window. So what's up? I was like, no, I wasn't I just pulled up to order. All I did, I just came up here to order, I guess, not the window. And then he's like silent for a while and he goes, okay, never mind. What can I get for you, I guess? I was like, I didn't. So I was like, I guess, and I ordered. He's like, okay, so is that all? And I was like, I don't know why you think I'm like being a weird guy, but it was all so strange. Like nothing I said was right. Yeah. I was like, why would it be 2 orders? I'm the only person in line. And then, by the way, I get one thing, 1 sandwich, 1 thing of fries.
Well, that's 2 things.
Okay. Yeah. But no drink.
Oh.
And it takes like 20 minutes to where I'm the only person there just sitting there by myself outside. And I was like, I think they've forgotten about me.
Do you think you went into one of those alien wormholes where you
where like all of a sudden all the cars around me are egg shaped? Like I've gone through a time warp situation, a time slip.
Yeah,
maybe because the guy had he had been done and pulled away, and I saw him get his food later. So I'm like, what do you mean a name for my order? And then so they're gonna be 2 separate like nothing made sense. And I was like, I'm using the drive-thru like anyone else does.
But so he just asked you for a name for the order. And in your brain, you thought.
Well, because he came back as if we were in the middle of something because he goes, oh, sorry about that. Can I get a name for that order? Like that order hasn't been placed yet.
Yeah.
And the people in front of me ended up getting their food fine. There was no name needed. So then when I said, no, I just got here, and he goes, okay, so it's going to be 2 separate orders? It's like, that's not what I said.
I think, yeah.
Then I was like, no, I just got to the window here. And he goes, oh, you were just at the window? So what's up?
Yeah. You
didn't ask me what's up.
I mean, you made it worse, of course.
This is me with the lady next to me at Lord of the Rings all over again.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
oh,
if you go back and listen to that episode about me with the lady next to me at Lord of the Rings, it's all very bad. I told this story afterwards to the woman with which I lived because this was a Colin Mockery exclusive.
Whoa.
Up to a point. I said, okay, now I got to tell her. But she goes, did you ever make it clear that the seat next to her was yours in the first place?
Right.
And that's when I was like, it clicked that it was even worse than I thought when I said anyway. When I was like, anyways, and then moved and sat next to her.
You said actually.
Yeah, I said actually. Which, because in my head, too, I wasn't even thinking that she, I guess, never knew that the seat next to her was mine.
Right.
When I'm looking for mine.
Right.
It wasn't just that, actually, I'll just sit here. It was that, like, she thought I had a different seat and then said actually and sat as close to her as I could get.
Yeah.
So just even I was like, yeah, I feel terrible.
This is like a situation out of the comedy film Ninotchka, starring Greta Garbo.
Yeah, who finally
laughed.
Yeah. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Good trip though. Everything was cooked fresh. I mean, it should have been. It took 20 minutes.
Is Culver's the most consistent of the chains?
Yeah,
for sure. You always know you're going to get a quality product when you go through Culver's. Now, yeah, they do. I've noticed that too. They start asking for your name, but it's like, but you give me a number.
Yeah. And even then when the guy came out with my food, because then I didn't give him a name. And then when the guy came out, he goes, well, by process of elimination, I believe this is yours. And so I was like, yeah. I was over it.
Sure.
But he was having fun. So I was like, so you don't need my name.
No.
Because you would have known from the number by me being on a car out here, by you guys messing around inside.
Yeah.
Give me a free scoop or something.
Even when they do ask for your name, the person that runs it out is still like, oh, 29?
Yeah.
29? All right, thanks. They don't care.
Mm-mm.
I guess it's just another layer of making sure that they get the right thing. But I don't know. And for our national and international listeners, we love you, of course. Te amo. But Culver's is kind of a Midwest exclusive, I believe. It's only a Midwest chain.
It's like a WcDonald's without the anime stuff.
They keep expanding Culver's, and God bless them for doing so.
They keep expanding Culver's. God bless them, they do. They used to only have Butterburgers in Wisconsin. Now Butterburgers are all over the place. I'm going to serve football players Butterburgers at my restaurant in the White House. My dad's restaurant. I'm Donald Jr. signing off. Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you.
Many thank yous. But we love a Culver's.
You're always in good hands. And probably the most consistent national chain. What do you think?
Here's something that you can do if you've noticed this on the screen. It says under fries, you can order them extra crispy. And it will take a little longer.
Well, of course. They have to leave
And I've done
in.
it like once because I was like, what is this all about?
Mm-hmm.
They're
It
good.
really works. Culver's fries are the crinkle cut, which typically I'm not such a huge fan of the crinkle cut, but they do it right. Even the fries are pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And even you go to a McDonald's or a Burger King or any of these sellout Mc franchise type things.
Makes me nauseous.
It makes me,
what I said.
nauseous. Or sick.
They're like, we have the Grandma McFlurry or whatever. Just this.
Yeah, you can't. And I want to try it.
Yeah, it is butterscotch, and yeah.
But the fries, sometimes they're soggy, sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not, sometimes they're this, sometimes they're that. Culver's, they're not the best fry on earth, but they're consistently good.
I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah. I'm genius.
Sorry. Just
okay.
kidding.
Oh.
No, I was doing that kind of stupid thing when people have something in their throat so they act like they're crying.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the base comedy.
Yeah.
And by base comedy, I'm talking about when someone references Ace of Base or something. Can we restart the episode?
Sure.
What do you want to talk about?
I'd like to talk about... Here, you want to hear some bass comedy?
I'd like to talk about some bass comedy. Just kidding.
We're back.
So speak. Speak your truth.
I have some
What
bass
the
comedy
hell?
for you. This is a comedy book called Kids Are Funny 2 from the Rosie O'Donnell Show. More jokes sent by kids to the Rosie O'Donnell Show.
Okay, we could have done a whole episode on this, but you hid it under some stuff.
2 years ago, Rosie O'Donnell asked kids to send her their best jokes and woke up to a mailbox overflowing with thousands of riddles, puns, and drawings from her youngest fans.
In 2022?
Rosie told their jokes on her show and collected her favorites for Kids Are Punny.
Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, that's punny.
Oh, is that what this says? Maybe that's a P.
Oh, kids are punny. Yeah, you read it wrong. What's it say on the side? Is it still that dumb font?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in like a
It's
kid
a crazy.
What's that, Kid Pix or whatever
Yeah.
weird program? It's kind of in a crazy 90s font,
Which became an immediate bestseller, but the flood of mail and kidding around
which we're so nostalgic for.
continued. Now to share some more of the fun, Rosie presents Kids Are Punny 2. More than 100 great new jokes sure to make you grin, groan, and giggle, all from the shortest and punniest people on the planet. Kids! All profits from this book go to the For All Kids Foundation, P.O. Box 225, Allendale, New Jersey, 07401, which is devoted to children's charities.
Richard Linklater, she ain't, but we can hope that... Is that the right guy? Who's Richard Linklater?
That's the film director
that's
School of Rock.
Hold on. And Hitman.
Yeah, I got to check that out. This is from 1998, Joey. This was a book that I believe I purchased at the Scholastic Book Fair.
I met Art Linklater.
Yes.
The Bill Cosby wannabe.
Art Linklater, yes. The Bill Cosby wannabe.
Art Linklater, she ain't, but let's see if she's got what it takes to tell jokes that are as punny as they were sent in by the kids. She signed it.
Whoa.
Rosie.
Introduction by Rosie O'Donnell.
Just read the book, yeah.
Hello all, book 2, Who Woulda Thunk It? Here are the latest jokes sent in by you, the coolest kids on the planet. Read them, know them, tell them. Hey writers, rock on, you kids are punny. And in the process, raised over $1 million. Ba, ba, ba.
I believe she actually wrote that, though. I can see Ellen sort of having some low-paid intern, some whipping boy, write it for her in her voice.
But no, Rosie,
No.
of course, infamous foil to Donald Trump Jr.'s dad,
Right.
would have sat down and said, book 2, Who Woulda Thunk It?
Infamous foil. There's something there.
Here, this is, I think, a Rosie O'Donnell original.
Okay.
I think this will be a joke segment. I don't know
To
for
like
sure.
whet
but-
your appetite.
Yeah. I once heard a story about a young boy. He spent his days on the beach throwing starfish back into the water. An old man approached him and asked what he was doing. I am throwing these starfish back in the water before the sun dries them out and they die. The old man shook his head. Look down the beach, son. There are too many starfish. You cannot save them all, so it does not matter. As the old man walked away, the boy picked up a starfish and threw it back into the water. It does to this one, he said. Thank you all for throwing starfish. Oh, it's just about the charity still.
The hell? That's not a joke. What the hell?
Okay, fine. That's still about the charity aspect of the book because they raised $1 million.
I was going to say, that's... I was like, she wanted to see fish fry.
Well, I'll leave you with this and maybe a couple more.
Okay.
Why did the lion eat the tightrope walker?
Why don't you give it to me just so I can get a feel for the book?
Well, this kind of relates to you because as you told me earlier today, you once stood on your foot on one foot for quite some time.
Yes.
Much to the impressed gaze of a captive audience.
Yes, my elementary school brethren.
Yeah.
Do I want to do it?
Could you show us?
The podcast, just 50 minutes of silence. That's how long I can.
Why did the lion eat the tightrope walker? He wanted a well-balanced meal.
Oh, okay.
This is from Bridget Marie Guzman, age 9.
Age 9, and where are they now? Maybe we should try to contact
We
all of
should.
them.
Hey, if you're out there and you're listening to this and you wrote one of these jokes to Kids Are Punny Too, please let us know. Why is it so hard to hide a leopard?
Because you can always spot it.
Because they're always spotted.
Okay.
Jordan
So
Rivera.
they said it in a regular way.
Yeah, what did you say?
Nothing.
Jordan Rivera, age 7. So a 7-year-old, a little bit better grasp of the English language.
Yeah. Well, it's a different time.
What is yellow and black with red spots?
What is yellow and black with red spots? Yellow and black with red spots. Yellow and black with red spots. Piss stained newspaper with blood.
A leopard with the measles.
Okay.
That's almost like a Letterman thing.
Yeah. It's like an anti-joke.
A leopard with the measles.
You're thinking of something clever, and it's just... What do you think of that, Paul? Ow!
He never really says anything.
Take me out to the ball game. Oh, Paul.
Why are elephants so wrinkled?
Because they need to their trunks because they're getting long in their ears.
No. Why are elephants so wrinkled? Have you ever tried to iron one?
Okay. These are a little too maybe heady for me.
Here, maybe this one will get you back down to earth. What's the difference between an elephant and a flea?
Their size.
But what's a funny way of saying that?
What's the difference between an elephant and a flea? One's bigger than the other.
I said a funny way of saying it. An elephant can have fleas, but a flea can't have elephants.
Oh, okay. I guess that's not the same thing as what I said. So it'd be different if I was finding a funny way to say it. It's just a different thing. What do you got? Leave us with one more heavy hitter from Rosie O's Punny Funnies numbered dose.
What did the mother buffalo say to her baby when he went off to school?
What are you doing? Like a water buffalo.
Pretty good. No. The mother buffalo said to her baby son, "Bison." Bison.
Who was that sent in by?
Doesn't say. Only a few of you get credit, kids. So thanks to Rosie for sending us that. We appreciate that a lot, and we wish you well in your endeavors and whatever you're doing.
And she's like, ho, 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 ho. She's laughing on the cover, like, oh, ho, ho,
And she's
ho.
like, "Can you believe that?" Oh.
Rosie.
I think let's all do Rosie's face
Okay.
for the thumbnail.
And that's good because you can really see her face.
Mm-hmm. We'll zoom in and it'll be very pixelated. But I think that's all we have time for today.
Yeah.
So I think we should say what the mother said to the buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Bye, son. Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.